everyone, this is Emily Stevens. If you are a 9:30 or 10:45 OTFer, you have probably seen me in classes. You definitely have not if you're a 5 a.m. Exerciser. But I was going to come to the Transformation Challenge orientation, and now I'm going to make this maybe 5 or so minute video instead, because we're getting that giant snowstorm tomorrow that I'm still hoping may fizzle out. But anyways, I know those of you who have seen me in the studio, you know I love to exercise. What you may not know about me is that I am a professor of health promotion and exercise science up at Western Connecticut State University. I've been there for 13 years. I have my PhD in health and exercise promotion. So when I was talking with Gia about the Transformation Challenge and I was signing up, so I'm doing it too, and we're really excited. And she said, oh my gosh, it would be really cool if you could talk a little bit about what you know. And that is basically how to help people adopt and maintain a regular exercise program. So I'm going to try to briefly go through what I was going to talk about in the studio tomorrow for, I think, the Instagram posts and things like that. So, you know, just a few kind of fun facts to start off here is that really there are very few lifestyle choices that have as big of an impact on your overall health, that's both physical and mental health, as physical activity. It really is. Being regularly active is one of the best things you can do for your health and well-being. And the other thing is that current research in exercise physiology and human performance is really supporting high intensity interval training as one of the most effective and efficient means of improving your fitness, burning calories, doing all those things, reaching all those goals that we want to meet. So yay, Orange Theory. We're all in this together, and that's a really, really good thing. The other thing I always want to stress is that rest is super, super important. So even if you're somebody who likes to go 5 or 6 days a week, you need to take a day off. Sometimes we make our biggest gains in fitness when we're resting. So I really encourage you to make sure you're getting regular sleep. That's also important. And taking a day to rest, both physically and mentally. But the key thing that two things that I wanted to talk about were keys to making exercise a habit. So what are some little strategies we can work into our lives to help us adopt and maintain a regular exercise program? And then I'll talk about overcoming some really common barriers. So what are some of those obstacles that get in the way from us being successful in our workout routine? So the first thing I was going to talk about here, and I'm looking down at my notes every once in a while, but are really 6 keys to help you adopt and maintain a regular exercise program. And I know one of the coaches posted about this just the other day. I thought it was really cool, but the first thing is set goals. We've all joined the Transformation Challenge. That's a goal in and of itself. So while we're here and while we're looking at this challenge, set some SMART goals, and SMART goals stand for specific. So say exactly what you want to do. Do you want to make 3 classes a week? Do you want to lose 3 pounds in the next month? Do you want to, increase your weight by 5 pounds in the next 2 weeks, or, when you're on the floor? So be very, very specific. The M stands for measurable. So quantify it, know exactly when you are going to reach your goal. I use the A as adjustable because we want to, and this is something I'll talk about in a little bit here too, is we want to progress slowly. We want to, anytime you're making a behavior change, you want small, sustainable changes, and you want to be able to say, okay, well, this week I made it to the studio once a week. Next week, I'm going to shoot for twice a week. Once I'm consistent with that, I'm going to go to 3 times a week. So we want to make these goals adjustable so that we can progress slowly and have success with that. The R is realistic. So look at where you are. Think about your life. Think about how busy you are, what other obligations you have. Be realistic so that you can achieve these goals and feel more confident in your behavior change. And the last one is time bound. So you want to set, when exactly are you going to know that you met your goals? And we usually set short-term goals, and those are usually week by week. And then one long-term goal, 1 or 2 long-term goals. And that's usually about 12 weeks out. So think about 3 months out, where do you want to be? I think the transformation challenge is 8 weeks. That would be a great long-term goal. So think about in 8 weeks, where do you want to be? Those can really focus on fitness and health and weight loss and things like that, improving your blood pressure, whatever it is. But in the short time, you really want to focus on behavior. So week to week, what do you want to accomplish behaviorally? What do you want to add to your routine? And that can include things like increasing your base pace by 0.1 or increasing your weights on the floor by 5 pounds, and that kind of a thing. So the second strategy for improving, you're making a habit is committing. And we all did it because we signed up for the transformation challenge. But commit to a couple days a week, commit to 3 days a week, commit to your goals, tell someone, verbalize your commitment, write down your commitment, remind yourself that you made this commitment, and we're more likely to stick with it. The third one is track your progress. There are a lot of people, and we have the app, but a lot of people make calendars and they can kind of check off almost like a to-do list when they've met their workouts, and that can really help. But if you really can see all the success you're having with your workout and your goals, and you see that you're accomplishing your goals, it's way more motivating. And it's really fun to see, look, you can look back and say, on paper or on the app or whatever it is, look how far I've come. And I know for me, using the app through Orange Theory, I love seeing, week by week, month by month, year by year, how many calories am I burning? How many classes have I come to? And things like that. The fourth key is think about progression. So think about, like I said, those small sustainable changes. Week by week, you want to have little changes. You want to reach for the stars in the long term, but week to week, just think about small sustainable changes. That'll help you really build your confidence in your ability to meet these goals over time, and you're going to rock it. And then you're going to look back and you're going to see, because you're tracking it, how far you've come. And that's going to be even more motivating and more exciting. Get your friends involved. I love Orange Theory, and especially Orange Theory Norwalk, because the people are so cool. And I've met so many great friends. So talk to everybody in the lobby before class, hang out a little bit for a few minutes after class. Commit to a friend that goes to Orange Theory. Say, I'm going to meet you there. I do that with friends at Orange Theory, and we say, we're going to go, I'll see you 10:45 next Wednesday. And then I know they're waiting for me, and it gets me there sometimes. And sometimes if I wake up and I'm like not into it, I'm like, oh, but I'm going to go meet them. And that's really fun. So get to know friends, bring your family in, involve your friends and your family in your goals. And that just makes it so much more fun. And it's just this great community, which I know Orange Theory already has. And the last thing is reward yourself. When you meet those goals week by week, and especially at the end of the transformation challenge, 8 weeks out, 12 weeks out, reward yourself. I'm not a huge fan of rewarding with food, but maybe it's a manicure. Maybe it's you buy yourself a new workout top. Maybe it's you give yourself a rest day. Maybe it's that you go for a hike with a significant other or a friend. Whatever it may be, think of something that will excite you to, when you reach your goals, this is what I'm going to do for myself. And those things, really setting smart goals, making a commitment, tracking your progress, thinking about small sustainable changes, that slow progression over time, get your friends and family involved, make new friends in Orange Theory, reward yourselves. Those things are so motivating, but mainly intrinsically, which is awesome. And it's really going to help you see more progress and be more excited about this exercise journey that you're on. The other thing I'm going to kind of run through really quick are just some strategies for overcoming some of the most common barriers to physical activity and exercise. And the biggest one, shocker here, is time. We're all super busy, and sometimes it's really, really hard to think, oh, but I've got so many other things to do. I've got family obligations, work obligations, this, that, and the other thing, and it's really hard to work it in. The 8-hour cancellation thing helps me, because once I have that scheduled, I don't want to eat that $12 for the late cancel. But really think about your schedule, plan ahead, schedule in your calendar as an appointment. So even like, a doctor's appointment or a work meeting or something like that, put that workout into your calendar, and then you'll keep it. If you're super busy, go first thing in the morning. I'm not a huge fan of super early morning workouts, but it does help. The other thing is especially if you're going to go work out in the morning, have your bag packed, have your keys in your bag, have everything ready to go so that it's right there staring you in the face when you get up in the morning and you grab your bag and you go to the studio for your workout. Bring your friends, commit to your friends, say, we're going to meet there, because I promise you, if you are accountable to a friend for meeting them at the studio, you're going to go, you're going to make that time. And just remember that your time in the studio, your time working out is for you. That's self-care. We need that. So plan that, make that a priority to fit it in your schedule, and you will, but don't beat yourself up if you can't go every day, so just, understand that you're going to have some times that are super stressful. Maybe you need to back off a little bit there, but if you can schedule in 2 or 3 good workouts a week, you're rocking it. You're doing great. We all get injured every once in a while. That's a huge barrier to physical activity. Work with your physician always, seek counsel from your physician, but keep that progression in mind, small sustainable changes that'll prevent you from getting injured. Stay for that flexibility block. Everybody kind of runs out often. So stay for that stretching afterwards is really important. Think about when you're sore, is it just soreness, or am I flirting with an injury here? And if you're overly sore, if it's making you limp, if it's making you kind of, back off. You can tell, read your body, understand your body, and it's okay to have a green day, where you never leave the green zone. You don't go into the orange zone. Back off a little bit, and that's okay, or take a rest day. You just have to listen to your body. The coaches are amazing about making modifications. So you can also make some modifications, and they can help you with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with those mods. Sometimes it's really important and we need those. Sometimes you wake up and you're just feeling blah. You're stressed, you're anxious, you're tired, you're overwhelmed, you're feeling kind of lazy, you're hungover. It happens. How do we get over that obstacle? Remember, this hour in the studio is for you. It's for you and your self-care and your awareness. Remember, you made a commitment. If you wrote it down, look at it in your phone. Have your friends and family say, hey, you made that commitment, or meet someone in the studio that'll get you there. And the biggest thing is, you will never regret a workout. Put that in your phone. Remind yourself, you will never regret going to work out. It's so much fun. It's a stress reliever, gets those endorphins going, makes us feeling good. You never leave the studio saying, gee, I wish I hadn't done that. So remember that, and that'll help you kind of say, okay, right, maybe I'm feeling stressed, but I'm going to get to the studio and I'm going to feel better as a result of it. If you're feeling a little self-conscious, sometimes people are worried, about other people watching them in the studio, or they're worried they're not as fit as the person next to them, or they're worried that with lifting, sometimes especially women are more likely to say, I don't want to get big. And they can feel kind of self-conscious about that. In terms of that kind of barrier or obstacle to exercising, just remember that you're only competing against yourself. There's no judgment in Orange Theory. We don't pay attention to who's next to us and what they're doing. We're doing our thing. You're only competing against yourself. We're all so unique. Sometimes one of us is rocking it in the studio and the other person is having a bad day. It's totally okay. So just remember that this is for you. It's your workout. You're so unique and amazing, and you do you, and don't worry about what other people are doing. It's like in yoga, you're on your mat and just worry about you. And the other thing, if you're concerned about, putting on muscle mass and getting big, it's really not that easy to get big. So, don't worry about it. And then the fifth major barrier for exercise is lack of resources, which I don't even need to talk about, because Orange Theory provides us with all the great resources that we need for getting our workouts in, and having all the equipment that we need. So I know that was super fast, and I hope I didn't go too long for everybody, but I'm happy to bounce around ideas and give you more feedback. And I hope that this was helpful for you and you gained a few insights. And good luck with the transformation challenge. I'm excited to find out what house I'm in. All right, see y'all.